What's up, guys? This is Sancho West, and this is the 3-Star Guides Episode 2 featuring Madagascar City. Now, again, this is for moderate, and again, I will go back and do some of the hard and crushing guides. I'll kind of combine those things, but everything that you see here is just my strategy, not necessarily the end-all, be-all. Again, I strongly encourage you guys to comment down below, because again, as a community, we could go ahead and get the time down further and further right now. Right now, my time is around 5 minutes, so we'll show you guys. Again, this is just going to be some basic one-way overall strategy, one way to tackle this bad boy, and something that I could eventually, I'm going to start doing solo runs and things like that to help you guys out there. And the thing is, like, with the holidays and whatnot, but let's get down to it. First off, Madagascar City is very easy to do if you just follow these basic simple things, and it's just really not that tough. Now for this run, my team, what they're gonna do is one of us is riding Prize Fighter 3. We're using Prize Fighter 3. It's just basically right into domination, and then the other ones, the one strategy that we're going for is just blind fire. All right, blind fire, follow me, run around. I'll blind fire a couple, weaken them, because the most important thing you guys need to understand is not about who gets KOs. You all share the same cash. So what I strongly recommend is hanging around in the middle of the marketplace, so you could easily tackle all of the monster closets that come into the funnel into the arena. They always spawn inside and they go in. If you stick together, you allow them to attack one space. You do not want to separate, even though a lot of people say that if you separate in this particular map, you'll be able to cover more area. But if you separate, the NPCs get confused, and you want to stay focused on one area so you guys could just go to town and attack all at once. So this one is just like, I'm this point of the spear, and all the other ones are just my cleanup crew. Again, you guys share the same KOs. So what I'm just doing here is just pestering, trying to just lower the health. Now, my guys that are with me right now, they are using Prize Fighter 3, but you could use Prize Fighter 2, and if I weaken them enough, I'll be able to go to town and just move on to the next one. You could kind of use this strategy for those solo players as well, and then rely on the NPC to clean it up. The NPC does a very good job at tackling finishing players off and finishing the NPCs off, the enemy NPCs off, as well as if you're a solo player, the AI doesn't necessarily, it doesn't get attacked by the hunter, which is really nice. So you could kind of use that. As you can see, 1 minute and 8 seconds went by for that first wave. I mean, yeah, you could use a big weapon. You could use a P90. You could use any other long guns. Now for Siege, the whole goal for Siege is to have 2 players on top, 1 on the bottom. The goal is for the 2 players is to stop the NPCs from getting into cover, while the player on the bottom just does any cleanup crew of the ones that got past. You want to stop the NPCs from getting into cover because they take time while you wait for them to pop back up. Now they only spawn from left to right, so they're going to spawn there, here in the mid, and on tin roof, and one guy usually spawns on the right. The goal is to stop them from getting into cover, and be careful for grenades because they will come in and they'll fly in a lot, especially in the higher modes. And here we go, right to start into the siege again. I got 2 players on top, 1 on the bottom. The most important thing you want to make sure is, again, it doesn't matter who finishes the kill, just inflict as much damage as possible. The goal for the person on the bottom is just to clean up and make sure is that they get them down to a certain percentage, so that if someone up top with an M14 or a sniper rifle could go ahead and finish them off. I prefer the M14 over the Mazer because the M14 has a fast shooting rate, and you could go ahead and get a lot more, clips in the bullet or the magazine, whatever you want to call it, to get the job done. But as you can see, it just goes from left, mid to right, left, mid to right. And eventually, once you've got done like the left side, near the later stages of the siege, it'll be the middle and the right. Again, it gets trickier in the higher levels, but we'll go through that in the guide. Pistol and melee only wave 8, very simply done. Again, we're going to implement that choo-choo train blind fire strategy. Again, this is one way to do it. You can totally do it, up to you, whatever floats your boat. If you're with randoms, I mean, I'm not quite sure, or with random teammates, we're not quite sure how this is going to work out. But again, your goal is not to be the hero. Your goal is just to help overall put the damage per seconds on the entire wave and make sure you just, survive altogether. So here we go. Starting wave 8, we're going to implement the same ring around the rosies. And again, a lot of people there are ways. This is a much more aggressive way to attack the wave. There are passive ways to attack the wave, meaning where you funnel everybody into one area. And the way you would do that is you would just simply set up on one of the corners of the map. Greenhouse right here next to the bank has a nice little area where people could funnel into. But as you can see, I'm just a Tasmanian devil, just doing my best and just trying to implement, stay out of damage. You do not want to get grabbed. I'm telling you, no matter what level of difficulty you pick, getting hit by any of NPCs will put so much strain on you, and you will get down by melee from them much faster than any kind of grenade or any kind of grenade launcher, because especially when they start having armor. Now, in higher levels, they will start wearing armor, but long as you can get their helmet off, you can do that. Again, this guide is for moderate, and I will get to those other guides. All right, now we're getting into, as we get closer and closer into the warlord when we have one more survival wave. Here we go, stage 9. It just adds a brute with a grenade launcher, which the most important thing is upon its spawn, you want to take care of it as soon as possible, because if it spawns on parking lot or right here in greenhouse, if you take it out, you will have an extra grenade launcher right then and there. Again, a pro tip regarding the brute: if you knock its helmet off, you can also melee it, as you can see right here. We're going to go ahead and take care of it with the melee. The good thing is you could pick up that grenade launcher to use. I strongly recommend saving your explosive, saving your grenade launcher, saving your money for a China Lake, simply because the Jin boss is very, very weak to explosives. Same thing here. Boom, boom, boom. Just moving in and out. I like staying across this diamond right here, these X, the central market, because, again, if you start trying to go around, you start fighting on the outsides, the NPCs from the other side are going to take a while to get there. But if you continuously go to each of these little rooms, knock them out, walk across the other side, knock them out, and there's a nice little sight line between right here, the construction side into the greenhouse. You could kind of get a nice angle right there. You can use an M14 to shoot them from a distance, especially if you're running solo. But all those kinds of things will happen in the future. But as you can see, just melting all the NPCs easily. Prize Fighter is perfect for those pistol melee only rounds. Perfect for headshot melee only. The thing is, it does get trickier when they get into higher levels. So again, the warlord spawns in the greenhouse bank area or in the parking lot area. Parking lot area is the most favorable one because you don't have to deal with climbing into the greenhouse. You could also use El Dorados. That's a great way to wrangle it because it likes to get away from danger. So I highly recommend using El Dorados. The community has been experimenting with using Indras, but the problem is you only get a certain amount of damage. China Lakes. Everybody get China Lakes. It's just so much easier when everybody has it. Use China Lakes. Save the cash that you get from the earlier wave and train wreck from that stage, and you could use it into this one. And I highly recommend blind firing. You want to shoot it on the floor, shoot it off of walls. That's the best way to get the stun on this warlord. So let's go ahead and see what we can do right here using the implement strategy. We're going to throw 3 El Dorados just to wrangle it in. You do not want it to get out of this area. It's a perfect way to keep it in touch. In the later rounds, in the higher difficulties, you could use El Dorado to take care of all the other armored NPCs. So you could throw out 1 at a time. We just throw out 3 at a time so we can just kind of keep it in this area, because this area right here has a lot of nice walls that you could shoot the grenade launcher off of, or you could skip grenades off the ground. You want to start learning how to skip grenades quickly and blind firing it. A great way as well is because it dashes a lot, you could kind of trigger its melee animation by jumping right in front of it, and that will get it to stop and try to shoot at you or melee you. The thing is, you have to take care of it because once it gets below a certain amount, it'll start throwing down its fire circle thing. But as you can see, if everyone has China Lakes and you could just keep an eye on it, kind of Ghostbuster it, so to speak, keep it on a thing, you get a very fast time, and it's very effective. Just like that, 5 minutes and 5 seconds, and we're able to melt the warlord like nothing. So there you go, guys. That is the strategy for Madagascar City. I know there's other strategies out there, but this one I find works very effectively. And as you can see, it does not require that much skill because you're just blind firing like a madman and then pressing melee. Again, guys, you want to make sure you kind of corral it. Use those El Dorados to take care of all the other minions that the warlord spawns, and as well, be very mindful about using your grenade launcher. My team went kind of crazy, but you could kind of coordinate it like, all right, I'm shooting mine, I got a shot, and that way you could all coordinate and make sure you get the most damage per second on it. And again, there is a cap on it, so don't go too crazy on that thing. There you have it, guys. That is the second guide for how to get 3 stars on moderate. Some of the strategies you could definitely use for hard and crushing, but if for like more examples, I will make a video on that for you guys in the future. I will do my best to get the 3rd episode out regarding Prison 1 in the next couple of days. Prison is fairly easy, but the treasure hunt one can get kind of risky. But of course, with these guys right here, hopefully they can help you along the way. Again, I highly stress for you guys to comment down below and share your strategies as much as you can, because we're about the community. See, let's get this shaved down further and further and further. The one tricky thing I didn't point out, though, is during the cutscene, there is time. You're going to lose that about 20 seconds during the cutscene, and that's something that you cannot avoid. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, leave a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'll catch you guys on the next one. As always, ooh, yeah, peace, bye guys, bye.